Now that you have access to tools like Claude Code, you don't necessarily have to go out and buy a SaaS or a software as a service that you pay for every month when your business needs a new piece of software. A lot of times you can build one that's purpose-built for your business, but it does exactly what you want, and you're not paying for extra features or not paying for software that doesn't quite have all the features that you want. I'm going to show you how to build a replacement for DocuSign or other document signing apps that you could build and run for your small business on your own. We're going to use Claude Code as well as the Visual Studio IDE. We're going to use the prd.opichi.ai to make our project requirements document. And we're going to give it the design and style of the Opichi website. Let's go ahead and dive right in. I've set up a GitHub repo with a few things here. I have our PRD. I have a screenshot of the website so it knows the style and design. I have Image Kit set up to hold the documents. It's a digital asset management platform that you can use. And I have Clerk set up for authentication. That way we can sign in with Google and things like that. I have all of those in place, and I have a prompt set up to start, telling it to review this repo, and that we need to plan to build this PRD and to do so with the database and image kit variables in the .env. I went ahead and set up a database here that this app can use. I did this on Railway. So that's where we're going to have the database. I've told it where it can get the Clerk variables and to follow the design language that we have on the website image. I've asked it to ask me any real questions. Sometimes it likes to ask fiddly questions, so trying to focus it in here a little bit. And we're going to use Opus 4.8 for this in Claude Code. So let's send this prompt. One thing I see it flagged here is that I didn't put in the resend API key. I've gone ahead and added that into our .env file as well. Let's go through these questions. Which data layer should I use against the Railway Postgres database? Let's use Prisma. How should the digital signature certificate be generated? Let's go ahead and do an app generated for now. How do signers create their actual signature? We want to have a draw and a type. And what is the default signing order? Let's go ahead with the recommended here. Sequential by default. Parallel optional. Submit these answers. Next up, we'll tell it we have added the key for resend and the database is blank. We're going to say restate your plan and then use the worklist generator / command to make the full build end to end in a work list. This is a new repo. We'll set it on auto mode. And let's move this to extra high effort so that it works hard on this. Now the worklist generator is a / command that I've created for the team here at Opichi to be able to properly structure these projects so that they work really well with AI builds. If you want to learn more about how to make / commands, go ahead and drop a comment, let me know, and I'll start to shoot some videos showing how to make those / commands so your workflows can be easier. Okay, it has written a work list for us. It's this JSON file with the sprints organized here. It has 47 tasks. And then it already knows we have the ship task tool here. This is another / command. So let's go ahead and use that. We're going to tell it to ship task. We're going to say ship task for each task, orchestrate the whole thing, and send this build on its way. Let's take a look at what it's put together here. It has gone through and looked up the latest versions of software, which is something that's in my Claude MD that it tells it to do. And now that it's looked through that, it has a few questions here. It looks like 2 questions. How should I pace the 47 task run? I want it to run fully autonomous here. And then the foundation stack here. Submit those answers. We're now off to the races. So it's going to go ahead and start the build. The ship task command is again a / command that it's using to run through this work list and do each task inside each sprint. We have several tasks here that are in each sprint, and it's going to go through those tasks one at a time with the ship task tool to build this entire app end to end for us. And it'll stop when it needs me to check the login and make sure that is functional. It looks to me like it's doing a lot of stuff in stream here instead of using subagents. So let's give it a little nudge to see if it can use subagents or not. We're going to ask it if it can use subagents for any non-blocking tasks to work more efficiently. Sometimes if it doesn't read what we sent, we have to stop it to interrupt that. Let's give it a quick interruption here. There we go. Still running. That interrupts it. So it will read my message. Checking in, we can see here that it is now running parallel agents. So it will move a lot quicker with the rest of this build. Here we go. We have tasks being subbed out to agents here. And then it's continuing to work on packages while it waits for the agents to return their work. There those are. Work that was returned. It's going to check the work and then sub out 2 more agent jobs. And there's a third, and it's continuing on through to get those back, doing a few of the writes itself and checking the work that's coming through. It's continuing to build. It has a couple questions for us. Let's go ahead and set the validity period to 10 years. And for the signed URLs, we can tell it can verify. Actually, you know what? I would rather it have whatever is default to ImageKit. Why bake our own? We can go ahead and also attempt to run it and just see what's there. Do npm run dev. It's going to be port 4200. Looks like it's just got the front end wrapper in place, but nothing fully connected out. Let's see if the sign in is in place. It's not yet. So we'll let it finish building out there. Let's see what it has for blockers here. Let's run these. Now we are authenticated. Let's run this. Says it failed to fetch application. And I think it's because I have 2 different accounts here under the same login. Let's talk about that. We'll do a new chat. So we're going to say we're trying to auth in Clerk, but it's going into the wrong account. I'm going to say that's in the wrong sub-account in Clerk. Help clarify. This is going to be problematic. I'll just put the keys in myself. We're going to sign in again. And then see if the app is there. There we are. Putting in Claude code. It says it failed. We might go back and just do the keys. I see our Clerk keys are in the env file, so let's tell it to continue. And there is Clerk. Let's go ahead and sign up to this app. We are signed in. Let's let it know. Interrupt it with that message so it knows. We can see here now that we have a little bit of a front page. And if we go to the dashboard, we can put in a new document. This page is not connected yet. It looks like we're starting to get the entire app assembly here. It's opening up Chrome in order to take a look. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it I signed it in. And it has the testing browser open right here. Looks the same, but now it's here for the app for Claude code to review. Going to go ahead and run this interrupt so it knows it's signed in and doesn't spend too much time thinking about it. Now we have some new agents spun up here. Moving through tasks. See if we've checked off a couple more here. Looks like these pages are starting to be assembled. We'll let it keep debugging those. Now, if we look at it, we have a new document upload page. When we get ready, we'll test that out shortly here. And now sprint 3 is done. It's 3 of 7. So we'll let it keep on working through here for sprints 4, 5, 6, and 7. We have the app here. It looks like it is working. So let's go ahead and give it a test. I'll click on New Document and upload a file here. And we have a file to upload. We'll name it Test Upload 1. There we are. There's the file. Let's add a signer. And we'll add one more. And let's set these to be parallel and prepare the fields. Now, I think I would like this fields bar to be stuck at the top, but that's just a UX thing. It doesn't keep us from using the app. Let's go ahead and grab a date and drop it here. Make it a little smaller and put it in place. We'll give that date there. And then let's see, we need a signature, name, and date for each. So I'll grab signature, signature. I'll grab name and name here. And then let's go ahead and grab date and date. And then let's assign these. So we'll do this one here. This is why I would like that bar to be up at the top. But again, for a very first build, this is looking pretty solid. We'll go ahead and grab the other signer like this. And here. There we are. Let's save our fields. Perfect. We'll go back to our document. And now we have 2 signers who are pending. Got our 7 fields placed. Let's go ahead and send this for a signature. There we are. And it sends the document to be signed. So we're going to click review and sign, but let's go ahead and open that in incognito so we can see what somebody would get if they weren't signed in. Signing as Courtney 2. So here we are. We can sign, draw a signature there, and we can type Courtney 2. We can pick a date today, submit and sign. Go ahead and grab the other one in incognito. Grab that date up at the top. We'll sign here. Do that one with Courtney 1. Here we make it cursive. Apply. And submit and sign. That is completed. And it sends a follow-up email with the completed document to download. Let's see what that does here. Open an incognito. Download the signed PDF. And there it is. Looks like we could do a little bit of parsing here. But overall, we have a digital signing document with a certificate that is ready to go. Here you can build a SaaS without having to get a subscription to a SaaS. You can make one like this. You could host this on something like Railway, where it would be $5 a month. Or if you have several of these, if you have several little ones that you've built, they have a $20 a month plan that lets you use multiple different hosting setups all under the same plan. So you can have your entire little SaaS stack pretty inexpensively there. If you have any questions about this, feel free to drop them in the comments. Also, please let me know in the comments what other SaaS you would like to see me build. I'll go ahead and put that on the list and show the build process for you there. And that way you can see ways you can use tools like Claude Code to replace SaaS subscriptions one at a time.